What's going on, guys? Jagira here. Now, if any of you have watched the Warriors Den live stream on Thursday the 20th of July, chances are you're going to have very mixed reactions. I, to be honest with you, was on the side of grabbing a pitchfork, flying over to Montreal and having some strong words with the dev team. And I sat down, I had a cup of tea, and I realised, you know what, this might not be so bad after all. I'm not going to be going over the whole live stream. I solely want this video to focus on the future of what's going to happen to the so-called defensive meta. So let's start off with changes to parry. With light parries giving the same as a heavy parry, this freaked out a lot of Lawbringer mains, such as myself. I was thinking, right, what happens to Ad Mortem Amicus? The unblockable top heavy you get from a light parry. And the chat was being spammed of it as well, and you could tell the devs kind of didn't want to answer that question. You know, it was always recurring and they didn't pick up on it. It's probably for one of two reasons. One, it's fucked. Two, it's not fucked. I'm going to go with two. I seriously think it's going to be fine. They've claimed they've been testing this for a while, so chances are they're going to at least have someone as a Lawbringer, block, and then do Ad Mortem Amicus, you know, so I'm confident it'll be fine. Do you know, this could even in theory be a buff to Lawbringer. If they've made it so you could use Ad Mortem Amicus after parrying a heavy, because both frames are now exactly the same. That's pretty good. So, Lawbringer mains out there, rejoice. We shall all still be bringing death to our enemies. Ad Mortem Amicus. With guard break no longer being guaranteed on parry, this is one of the many nails in the coffin of the turtle meta. Though this will be changing up a lot of the ways people play, though, so it's going to be fun to see how everyone, you know, run around as if the game's new again. That's going to be sweet and quite entertaining. Example, I'd go in for a parry, guard break, followed by a side heavy. That's me as a Lawbringer. Well, this is no longer going to work anymore. I've got to like learn the game from new. So chances are, when I parry, I'm now going to have to use the moves in my kit to capitalise on the parry. Such as I previously mentioned Ad Mortem Amicus, well, I could even do Light Repoussed if the enemy's a little bit far away, which is when you parry, you do a light attack, and you almost teleport to them and you smack them in the bonce with the base of your poleaxe, stun them, and then you can follow into a chain. You know, this means that you cannot be parried, guard broken, or thrown into a wall from a Centurion as well. That's really good as well. I mean, how often was we guard broken, thrown into a wall by a Centurion, followed up by the unblockable, then followed up by a full charge jab? You're no longer going to be getting guard broken. Just be a little bit careful and remember, just dodge. Parrying too early consistently opens up your defences. Be honest here, not quite too sure what they were getting at, but I did hear some heroes could go for a parry, and if they was too early they could cancel the attack and then block the incoming heavy. Well, this no longer works. So there you go. So very nice changes all around on the parry side of things. So from parries we go to guard breaks. Now some characters such as Raider, Shigoki, Lawbringer, their heavy attacks are very slow. And if you guard break right at the beginning of them, you can interrupt them and punish them. Well, with all the attack startups now going to 100 milliseconds, this means that it's going to be a lot harder to do that, maybe even impossible. I'm not quite too sure about testing it. This is going to stop people who just went for a guard break to counter the heavy. So you remember when you're up against a Shigoki and you could see them just move to the side to go do the heavy and you get the guard break? And that's not going to work anymore. So from now on you're going to have to parry or dodge those attacks instead. I feel this is like a nice passive buff for those really hard hitting characters, as their heavies were slow and easily punished with the old guard break. Well, with the new thing, it's going to have to be parrying or dodging. Stamina regen has been changed in a really big way. Stamina regen on block and dodge is now paused, okay? Before you do some fancy footwork, you know, block a few attacks, maybe parry an incoming, yep, doesn't matter, okay? You then be back up full stamina, all good, okay? Now, out of stamina state makes players much more vulnerable. A good example of this, you can no longer block incoming heavies. Let that sink in. Raid's unblockable, Shigoki's unblockable, Centurion's unblockable, the list goes on. Can no longer be parried. You have to dodge them. You dodge them, your stamina regen's paused. they may not even follow through with these unblockables, and they could feint them, and as you dodge, they'll guard break you and throw you to the floor. And then you open yourself up to a max punish. Yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. Also, another thing that makes it much more vulnerable, you can now chain your light attacks on people who are out of stamina. For example, I play Lawbringer, and you've got the Judge, Jury and Executioner combo, which is light, heavy, heavy. Now that first light needs to hit, and if someone's out of stamina, currently I should say, if they're out of stamina currently, and that light is blocked, then the chain will not, the chain doesn't start. Now, if I hit them with a light and they're out of stamina, I can get that chain rolling, so I can get to that unblockable. Alright? So this is going to be pretty nice to see what happens. Also, getting hit by melee attacks when out of stamina doesn't drain stamina, it only pauses the regen. So, take that for you what you will. Now, I'll be honest, I did see chat go quite mental at this, yelling Raider Centurion. These two guys drain stamina like hell. And if you end up with all your stamina drained, then you're going to be on the receiving end of their unblockables and light attacks and other combos. I can sense a lot of rage, anger and salt. Now I want to remind everyone, guard break is no longer guaranteed after a heavy parry. And what a lot of these characters do in their current meta is they parry, go for the guard break, and then from that guard break, that initial guard break, they will then focus on how to drain your stamina. For Raider, it's with the controlled throw. With the Centurion, you do the Lion's Roar, you know, the smack 'em, and then... What's the best way to describe... The Lion's Roar is the Centurion's version of the Peacekeeper little shank. There we go, that's the best way to describe it. And that drains stamina, throw them into the wall, there we go. So, I think what's going to happen, and I don't have the patch notes here, this is speculation, but I feel the dev team is going to decrease the amount of stamina these heroes can drain. Now, the reason I say that is because you still have ones like the Raider. You could go in for a heavy, they could sidestep, guard break, and you then got the controlled throw coming off. Things like that. So, you know, we shall see what happens. I will say, a lot of people are saying this is slightly unfair, and to what Roman said is that you should not end up out of stamina. Very nice, caring words of advice. So basically, if you're out of stamina, you are slightly fucked. Okay? I'm not going to be a fool in admitting, but the heroes which can drain stamina, sure as hell are going to be much more stronger with these changes. You drain some of their stamina, boom. I think, yeah, Lawbringer's Shove. That drains stamina as well. So, you know, we're going to see more in the next live stream, but hey ho. I would be a fool in admitting I'm not a little bit nervous. Chip damage. For all of those who wanted it, well, at least you got it. It's now a flat 18%. This is an increase on what I believe was 2 to 10% depending on the attack. But please don't quote me on that. Oh, that rhymed. So, right, if YouTube fails, I can do a career as a rapper. So yeah, if your opponent blocks your attack, they now take a flat 18% of the damage that you would have received if you didn't block it. Now, what is coming onto the PTS, the chip damage there, it will work, right, but it will no longer work on the last bar of HP. So you can't be killed with chip damage, so to say. They apparently was batting between having chip damage kill and chip damage not kill. So on the PTS, we all really need to go and give feedback what we want. I'll be honest with you, I don't want chip damage to kill. But that's just me. You guys might find it different. We shall see what happens when we actually get into the PTS. Now, what is interesting is, remember how I said that if an opponent is out of stamina, you can chain lights? Yeah, well, imagine chaining lights with chip damage. That's going to do a nice amount of damage, isn't it? So, you've got Lawbringer with his combos, Raider with his combos, Berserker, PK. Anyone who's got a really strong combo game, hell, Valkyrie, I forgot about her. Silly me. So anyone who's got a really strong combo game or just fast light attacks, they're going to capitalise very well on the new chip damage change. Now, it is not all doom and gloom. As remember, if someone is going full balls to the wall attacking you, they're going to drain their stamina. And if they drain their stamina, like if they exhaust themselves, those tables are going to turn very quickly. and therefore you're going to be on the one attacking them and taking chunks out of their HP, with or without chip damage. Now, I'd like to point out to all the Law Bros out there, this means that we will be taking chip damage to use the alternate shove. I think that is it, alternate shove. It's the one where you block an attack, you block an incoming attack, you hit guard break and you shove. We're going to take damage from that now, okay? As we need to block the attack successfully and then press guard break, which then allows us to use the move. So yeah, we've now got to pay a price for using it. Which, I will be honest, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. On one hand, the new changes seem like a good idea, but the fact that you really have to pay to use a shove, I don't want to say the devs are wrong, but I just feel it's kind of like, so what, is it now death to shove? Like when they nerfed the Warlord's headbutt and like they no longer really use that, they just go for Enviro kills. What's going to happen to the alternate shove? It's going to be one of the things we're going to test in the PTS. Also, for those of you who have superior block, such as the Conk, a little bit of a public service announcement. What's going to happen is you will block that incoming attack, take the chip damage, but then their chain is finished. Okay? But if you're out of stamina, superior block will not work. So keep that in mind, okay? You will be susceptible to the light chain spam as the rest of us. Alright? So Conks, make sure you do not end up going out of stamina so you can use your superior block pretty well. And yeah, these are going to be really interesting to see them on the PTS. Everyone, raise your arms and praise the sun. Zone Flicker has been dealt with at long last. So what they've done is they've made the input window to do a zone attack smaller. Okay, so you now have to press light and heavy buttons at exactly the same time. This is just all new levels of glorious to me. I saw people in chat saying that doing a zone attack is going to be harder now, to which I say, bullshit. If you were doing it properly, okay, you're going to have no issue. I think the people complaining about it were the zone flickers. But my heart's going to go out to our little weeaboo brethren out there, Orochi. Now, the Orochi was a hero that very much had to use a zone flicker to become viable. And that's quite sad to say. So I really want to see some love for the Orochi in the future. Because you take away zone flicker from the Orochi, what they've got now, just top light. Pray that hits. Okay, chip damage is going to be a thing, but the Orochi is not known as a massive light spammer compared to PK, Shinobi and Berserker. So, yeah. Ubisoft, give some love to the Orochi. Come on. And now we come to sweet, sweet revenge. Season 2 killed you, but it looks like Season 3 is going to be the rebirth of you. Guys, Revenge has done a Jesus Christ on us. He's been reborn. So, the activation can no longer be interrupted by melee attacks. Pretty good. I'm sure there are many of us who thought we hit the button but it didn't work because of an attack or a kick or whatever else. Incoming melee attacks do not interrupt the attack startups. Also very good. No more being kicked to death as you're trying to use your moves. Yet to compensate for that, outgoing melee attacks do not unbalance your enemies anymore. So what we've got here is like you will no longer have the Warlord when they use Revenge headbutt heavy attack you to death. Okay, or the Lawbringer shoving you down to death and stuff like that. Which, that's also pretty good. Shield increased to 70% of your HP from 50%. Very nice. Very, very nice. And outgoing attacks cannot be parried. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, what I'm getting at now is that if someone is revenged, leg it. Leg it, run away, don't look back. Leave the children to die. Don't even bother. If someone has got revenge, pray that you're not up against them, okay? Especially a raider. Oh, Jesus Christ, could you imagine a raider with revenge now? Can't parry the incoming attacks. Oh, that's... And they can't therefore be interrupted by the kicks as well. Damn. And if you're out of stamina, that's even going to hurt more. So let's just think, you've got four... We've got the current, Centurion Death Squad. 4 Centurions and 1 Raider. They're attacking him. He pops revenge. They try and do their kicks. It's not going to work. Raider does 1 light attack. Follow up with a zone. Oh, that's going to be wonderful to see. I might have to go for Raider a try. I think it's going to be really enjoyable, though, to see the new change to Revenge and how it's going to affect the 4v4 scene. And I really do hope this puts an end to the roaming 4-man death squads. I mean, 4 cents jump on a raider. Haha, not anymore. 4 jump. Literally, I think it's going to not go exactly back to the way it was in Season 1. But do you remember in Season 1 that if you had more than 2 people basically jump on a guy, or that they weren't working together, that one guy with revenge gear could kill everyone? Someone look at spliced videos. Okay? That's maybe going to go back into that sort of direction, but not to the sheer extremity of it. Alright? I still reckon that 4 people working together sensibly could take you on, but I'm just going to say, for the most part of it, if you see someone using revenge, just run away and wait for it to wear off and then initiate back into the fight again. That's probably the safest thing to do. And with that, it brings us to the end of the video. Now, I want to remind everyone that this is for the PTS only, okay? So remember, get on it, play it, give them feedback, let them do their little tweaking here and there, and don't panic. All these changes, you know, they may come in, they may not come into the live servers. Just play it as much as possible and give them your honest feedback. I can't wait to try it out. You guys, let me know in the comments down below. You looking forward to trying this out? Maybe do you know people who quit the game and are thinking of trying it now? You know, it'll be interesting. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, why not give it a like? And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, how about you hit that subscribe button and become absolutely awesome? I've been Jagira. All of you have been amazing for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and bye bye.